How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here. That one's for Scott McTominay. Wishing him a speedy road to recovery. How are we all doing? Hopefully you can hear me. Hope you're having a good one. Apologies for no Sunday video. I am back here today with my hat on here, with my football head on, to talk Manchester United here with you lads and lasses. So thank you very much to everybody that's stopping by and joining me today. Hope you're all great. Get involved in the live chat. Matt Rush, Soccer Blogger, The Saint, JP, Ryan Berberspin9, Neil Duffin, Farn141. Bunch of the bloody legends in here. Thank you very much for getting in here, and do get involved in the live chat as we go along. So, of course, United drew with Wolves the other day, 0-0. A bloody calamity of a game, really, boring, and we didn't get the points. Bruno Fernandes' debut, he looked good. That's one of the problem areas, hopefully solved for Manchester United. There's some rival fans, Scousers and the like, keep saying, oh, he's rubbish after one game because he played like one or two passes astray. I mean, get real, lads. Get real. It was a decent debut performance in a struggling United side against stern opposition, to be fair. United are not what they were. We're about that bloody level. So, Bruno Fernandes, I thought, was a shining light in that game. Hopefully he is going to go on and be a great player for us. Only time will tell. But that's one signing that we have spent a fair bit of money on. Woodward and the Glazers, they did put their hands in their pocket. We're one of the biggest spenders in the January transfer window, if not the biggest in terms of the amount we've actually spent, but we brought a couple of players in. We got Ogalo on loan for 6 months and Bruno Fernandes. So I'm very happy because we have improved in January. We have spent a little bit of money in January, but what do we need to go and do? It's clear we've still got an abundant amount of cash at the club in certain positions. You know the guys that I'm talking about here. I'm talking about Jesse Lingard and who else is there? There's multiple people. Pereira. All these guys at United that maybe should be looking to be moved on at some point. I mean, I think maybe you'll see Paul Pogba be sold in the summer transfer window. His agent was talking about it previously. Pogba's hinted at a new challenge in the past. So maybe you'll see that bankroll in some of these transfers, which I'm going to talk about in a little minute. So Pogba may be on his way out in the summer transfer window. We don't know. Let's see what happens between now and the end of the season. Gungshi, how you doing, my friend? Great to see you in here. Stephen, Zevon, Joe, Mbar. I hope you're back in Taiwan, all safe and sound now, Gungshi. Everybody who's getting in here, thanks for stopping by. Do chuck a cheeky little like on this video if you are sticking in here. Right, okay then. So just to get it off my chest right at the start here, these are transfers that I would want to see come to United in the summer transfer window, and that are reasonably realistic as well, in my mind. Okay, maybe they might not be. You'll probably get some Scousers on here, some City fans saying, haha, you won't be able to sign those players. Maybe that is indeed true. But I'm not going for any ridiculous transfers here. I just think that these are the positions that United need to strengthen, and these are some of the players that I think that would benefit us and that are maybe available. So the first one is Jack Grealish. He's being talked about all over the place as a potential player to come to United. Aston Villa obviously are struggling to decide. Who knows if they'll even be up come the end of the season. Will he wanted a new challenge? I think if United came in for him anyway, it's a massive step up from Aston Villa. So you'd have to think that Jack Grealish would want to come and play for a club like United. Maybe other top clubs would also be interested in signing Jack Grealish, but I just like the sort of what the player brings. I thought when he played us this season, he looked very, very good against us. His stats are very respectable in the league. He's still young. He's got a bit of an arrogant side to him. He's a bit of an arrogant little bastard, but I kind of like that. I kind of like that. I think we've got too many nice guys at United. I think we could do with a bit of a Grealish tosser in the side, to be fair. But no, in all honesty, he is a great player. I think, he's drawn the most fouls this season. It just goes to show you the opposition are frustrated against him. He takes it past people a lot of the time. We saw him do that against United, and United's players were siving him down at the end just out of pure frustration that he was getting past them so easily. So he's definitely a talented player. Definitely one for the future. Definitely one that can help us right now. You can play him out wide. You can play him as an attacking midfielder in the centre. He's reasonably versatile in those terms. So yeah, I think Jack Grealish coming to United in the summer would be a very good signing. It would be realistic in my eyes. I mean, if I'm giving it a realism rating here, let's give it a piggy realism rating out of 10. I think it's a realistic. I think it's quite realistic, this one. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 in terms of could it happen, because Villa, who knows if they'll stay up. Even if they do, they're probably not going to be able to keep on with their star man who's been doing it for them all season long. Got a couple of stats here. He's played 23 Premier League games for Villa this season. Been involved in absolutely everything, scoring 7 times, assisting 5 times. And like I say, he impressed when he played against us as well. So I think that is definitely one that we could look to bring through the door, and it's realistic. Aston Villa to United, of course it's freaking realistic, lads and lasses. Sure, there might be some other teams that are looking to sign him up too, but United's still a massive club. Some of these transfers that I'm going to talk about are going to sort of hinge on whether United are going to stay in the top four. I want to get your thoughts and opinions on all these players and what you guys think about it, so we will get into that in a little bit. But let me just run down the list quickly. There's only 4 players. I think these are the 4 players that United need, and then we'll talk about some other players as well. So the next one, okay, and this is getting into the realms of a bit of bollocks and a bit of realism that is not the most likeliest, but I want to talk about Jadon Sancho. Now, Jadon Sancho obviously went over to the Bundesliga a couple of years ago. He's been ripping it up. If you look at the statistics over there, I mean, it's freaking Ronaldo-esque type statistics, or, it's just fantastic stats that he's putting up there in the Bundesliga. He's 19 years of age. He's already one of the best players in the league out there. He's going to be one of the best players in the world. He's only going to get better. There's going to be so many clubs that are interested in the signing of Jadon Sancho. The actual realistic possibility of him coming to United and choosing United is quite low, unfortunately, lads and lasses. But I'd still love to see him come because I think he provides you so much. And United are light in those areas, in the winger areas. Sure, we got Rashford, he's out injured. Martial can play there. Dan James, but we could definitely do a strengthening in those areas and get a real top-class winger on the right, mainly, to play there. So that's an option. It would probably take somewhere in the region of about 110 million, maybe even more money than that. So it's not that realistic. But if Paul Pogba went out the opposite direction, you never do know, do you? I mean, I've got his statistics here in the Bundesliga as well. And, you talk about one of the best players in the Bundesliga. 12 goals, 14 assists last year. And he's already got 12 goals and 12 assists in 18 appearances this season. So contributing 24 goals in 18 appearances, goals and assists over in the Bundesliga. I mean, that is the sort of player you're looking at here. Top player over in the Bundesliga, 19 years of age. Most United fans would love to see this player come in. Obviously, he's going to be a great player for England over the next decade as well. He looks like he's definitely in the setup there, and Southgate has him definitely firmly in the plans. So I think that is a no-brainer signing. The only possibility with that is, United are going to have to get top 4 to even consider it. Why would he want to come to United, who are a big club, but at the moment we're sort of in the same breath as Arsenal, really. We're not in the same breath as Liverpool or even City. City obviously current champions still. We're not in the same breath as that. We might not have Champions League football. Even if we do, there'll be a host of top clubs in the world looking to sign Jadon Sancho for big money. The Barcelonas, the Bayerns, the Real Madrids and the Juves and whoever's of this world. Everybody will be interested in Jadon Sancho. So I don't think it's realistic United signing that much, but that's the player that I would like to see come in. Realistically, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10, which might be a little bit generous, but in all honesty, he could come back and play in Manchester. Who knows? He could come into us if the offer's right, if the money's right, all that good stuff. But it's not that realistic. Right, the next one what I want to talk about, lads and lasses, is Wilfred Ndidi. Now, United have struggled a little bit in that area. Sure, we've got Fred, Matic, they've been doing good recently, but I don't think we've got that top-quality defensive-minded midfielder, that quality, solid defensive midfielder, a physical guy. Yeah, Matic has looked good recently. He's a bit of a freaking Frankenstein's monster still. Plus, he's aging. Plus, who knows, he might be one of those players that's out the door in the summertime. That could also happen because the fact of the matter is he is aging and maybe he's not part of Ollie's plans beyond the end of the season, or whichever bloody manager's in here. If, that's the thing. If Solskjaer gets sacked before the end of the season or at the end of the season and Pochettino comes in or somebody else comes in, it's like the plans go all out the window, don't they? But let's just say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is here beyond the end of the season. Who knows if Nemanja Matic will still be here himself. Because United do have a little bit of a logjam in terms of players that are not good enough for the starting 11 in the top games against the top sides. People like Matic, people like even Fred, you can argue. I think he's done really well this season, looked a lot better. But is he a top quality player? Does Fred get into any of the other top midfields in the world in their starting 11? The answer to that, my friends, is absolutely not. He doesn't. He's a good player, but he doesn't quite get in there, right? So we've got a couple of decent players there. McTominay, My little tribute act at the start of the video, that was for McTominay. I think he's a shining light for United and one for the future, injured right now, but certainly one for the future. Him coming back into it, being fit, improving, progressing as a player, getting cultured as a footballer, that's only going to help us. That's a big player for us. Pogba may be leaving, but look, United could do with a top quality player in that position, and Wilfred Ndidi's doing the business for Leicester. He's played in pretty much all their games this season. In terms of realistic possibility of getting him, I think it's more realistic than Maddison, because Maddison's, if anything, a big player for them, a more creative player, a homegrown player. So I think it's less money and more realistic that you'd be able to steal Wilfred Ndidi off them than it would be to go out and get James Maddison at this moment in time, or even at the end of the season. So I think in terms of possibility, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. What he brings to the side is defensive stability, physicality, great passer, something we're lacking. He's very quick, but the thing is, what we're lacking in that area is somebody who's very physical and quick and defensively sound and defensively minded. We've got players who are decent at it. I think McTominay's decent at it. I think Pogba's even decent at it when he wants to be. Matic is decent at it, but they're all just a little bit too slow. They're all just a little bit lacking in certain defensive duties. I think if you look at the likes of Kante, that's the top quality sort of a player that we're looking for. And I think indeed he's a similar sort of player. Obviously he's a bigger player, but a similar sort of player who can do that job for us. United need to have a great creative spark in the midfield, and we need to have some defensive gall in there as well. You've seen that with previous Manchester United sides. You can't just have a little bunch of, Juan Matas in there. You need some defensive guile in there. You need a Roy Keane to complement your Paul Scholes. And United don't have that Roy Keane. Hopefully we've got that Paul Scholes, because we just spent 60 mil on Bruno Fernandes. Okay, a bit harsh to compare him to Paul Scholes now, but you know what I'm saying there. We've got that creative player for us now. So Wilfred Ndidi, I think it's semi-realistic. I think it's more realistic than Maddison. You might have to pay like 60 million for him. I don't know. I mean, we're just throwing numbers out here. It's kind of bullshit and just bollocks speculation to even discuss it. But what I just want to reiterate, this is my personal wish list. Everyone's going to have a different opinion. I'm sure everyone thinks differently to what I'm saying right now. But, everyone's got a different opinion. This is just my opinion. So you can do with that what you wish. Alkan Mahmood, how are you doing, my friend? Thanks for stopping by. Stephen Hayes, thanks for getting in here. Neil Duffin, everybody else, thanks for joining me. If you are watching live right now, please do the pig a favour and smash a cheeky little like on this video. Okay, so Wilfred Ndidi, we've talked about that. I think, it's a reasonable possibility that could happen. And the last one that I think that United should go out there and break the bank for and really do their best to try and sign in the window. So we've got our defensive midfielder in Ndidi. I think the back line is pretty much okay. Eric Bailly's coming into it. You've got Twanzebe hopefully progressing. Sure, Lindelof's a bit ropey, but maybe Bailly or Twanzebe can dislodge him long term. Maguire is obviously a bit of a frickin' Easter Island slabhead, but I'm liking what I've seen a little bit more recently. Hopefully he can turn into that £80 million player we all thought that we were getting. Wan-Bissaka's already that player. Over on the other side, Brandon Williams, stunning young lad, looks amazing. And of course, Luke Shaw's still there. So I think the back line's okay. It doesn't really need the heaviest of investment. Sure, if you want to go whole hog, you could go and get a top quality centre back in there too. But I'm trying to keep it realistic here. So we've got our central defensive midfielder in Ndidi. We've got our right winger or our winger in Jadon Sancho. And then we've also got another player who can play across that three in a 4-2-3-1. Or maybe you could even put him deeper. You can play him on the wing, a central attacking midfield position also. And that is Jack Grealish. And that's also reasonably realistic. And then finally, oh yeah, hang on to your seats, baby, because this one's a screamer. We have got, coming in, Timo Werner. You all knew it was coming, didn't you? Anyway, that's who I would like to see come in, because I think Timo Werner, if you look at his stats over in the Bundesliga, the guy's 23 years of age, he's quick as Fook, he's literally scoring goals every single time he goes out there. He's the future of German football, in my opinion. RB Leipzig doing bits over there. United are struggling for a top quality striker. And look, there's going to be loads of teams and top sides that are wanting Timo Werner. That's just the nature of football. He's a quality goal scorer. Is it that likely that United get him in there? I mean, it's not that likely. I'll give it a 4 out of 10, because I think other teams are going to maybe beat him to us, especially if we do not have Champions League football to offer these players. But Timo Werner, I mean, statistically speaking, lads and lasses, okay? 23 years of age, he scored 20 goals in 20 appearances in the Bundesliga this season with 6 assists. I mean, oh my days! That is just absolute punishment of the opposition out there in the Bundes. And last season, got 16 in 30. He's only getting better, obviously. There's going to be a lot of top clubs that want him, and you're going to have to pay a lot of money to get him because he's hot property right now. And he's definitely one of these players that's coming into the key part of his career here. 23, 24 to 30, that's his best premium time. So if you get him on a 5 or 6 year deal, happy days, and that stops United's problem up there, which is not having a proper natural goal scorer. He's quick, he likes to play the last man, gets in behind, clinical, if you look at just his finishing ability, how confident and how safe that he is in terms of one-on-ones. He often puts the ball in the back of the net when you're in that position. I think United have struggled for a player like that for a while. We've all been talking, we need to get a Ruud van Nistelrooy type player. Well, Werner, in terms of finishing, I think he can provide the goals for United. And in terms of movement, his pace, he's definitely a very good one. I don't know how much money you'd have to pay for him. I don't know if it's that realistic. United would have to get top 4. We'd have to spend the money. The fact of the matter is we have got the Glazers. We have got Woodward. They've mismanaged the United transfers over the years. We've seen them try and sort of make up for their errors recently in this January window. Not backing Ollie in the summer, but they got Bruno and they signed Igalo on loan just to help out a little bit. Hopefully they're going to continue this in the summer. And if you factor in a few players leaving that have already happened this season, players coming off the books, we don't know what's going on with Sanchez. He might be coming back there, but Lukaku went off the books. Herrera left on a free. Ashley Young's gone off the books. Probably a couple others that I'm forgetting as well. But that saved a little bit of money and tightened up the purse strings there. So if you account for that, it's like millions, like $1 million, I don't know, $500,000 to $1 million a week or something in wages that have been saved from the players that are going out this year. And then if you get rid of a couple more in the summer transfer window, maybe Matic goes, I don't know, maybe Jesse Lingard gets that dream move away to Kettering Town or Inter or whoever it may be, some glue factory for Manchester United, probably Inter Milan will come knocking. For Jesse Lingard, some of these players, Paul Pogba is the big one. That's the thing. Like, if Paul Pogba stays, we've got ourselves a big named player there who could do good things for United. But if history has shown anything, it's that he's a little bit inconsistent in a red shirt and maybe not quite what we want. And we just signed Bruno. He's hot property as well, Paul Pogba, for whatever reason. A lot of people do rate him. And you could probably get him for 100 to 150 million pounds right now, which means that United would generate that sort of a cash which we could then put back into the club and use that to buy the transfers. Invest a little bit more as well, because TV rights are huge. We're a massive commercial entity. That's what the Glazers and Woodward need to do. The fact is, if they spent and invested in this side like the other top clubs do, United fans wouldn't have anywhere near as much as a problem as some of the other teams do. Now, I know they spent a lot of money over the years, but I'm talking about what else they've done as well. Some of the players we've let go, some of the signings that haven't worked out, and the management of those signings. They've made some errors along the way, but I think most United fans, if they actually did try, really, this summer, to try and close the gap, so you have to remember that United are so many points behind the likes of Liverpool, a ridiculous amount of points behind cities and these sorts of teams right now. And it's just not right, the fact that Liverpool, 33 or even maybe more than that now, bloody points ahead of us in the league, and they're running away with it, and United are so far behind. So if we at least saw them trying to close that gap in the transfer window and make some big moves, and what I mean by that is that it's not that big of a move for United in terms of money to get rid of Paul Pogba, generate the money from that, maybe look at offloading another couple of the players that I've mentioned here. Who knows, you might be able to con 10 million out of Inter or something for Jesse Lingard or something, generate a little bit of the money, tighten the purse strings and the wages with the players going. That can then be reinvested into signing these top players that I've just discussed here. And I tell you what, if we had Werner up top there banging in the goals, Marcio might be affected, whatever, he can play second fiddle, or they can be rotated, or he can be played out wide, because obviously Marcio is probably better out wide anyway. It's not really living up to that natural number 9 striking role for United this season. But if you had Werner up top there scoring the goals, you had Grealish helping out, Bruno Fernandes is in there doing all sorts of bits as well, creating. Maybe you've got Ndidi there just stopping everything, protecting the back four, which we absolutely need. And also Jadon Sancho is a little bit wishful thinking, but over on the other side, on the wing, just creating, scoring, Come on, that is the recipe for success there. What does that take? It takes an investment of a few £100 million. It really does. You're going to have to spend, I don't know how much you'd even have to spend on Grealish these days. A little while ago, I'd have said, he's a £20 million player, whatever. But now, I don't know, 40 to 60 million. Ndidi, 60 to maybe 70 million in this current market. I don't really know. Werner, 100 million? Jadon, Sancho, more than that? So you're going to have to spend hundreds of millions of pounds to get these players. But if you do sell Lingard, if you do sell Pogba, if you do generate a bit more money by selling players, then it's not actually that much investment for United. So I hope that they do it anyway, but listen, they probably won't. There's a couple of other players that I just want to touch on before we get into your comment section and have a bit of a Q&A and stuff. Thank you for joining me right now. Bit of a random video. Obviously, there is a winter break thing going on at the moment. So I just want to try and get as much content out as I possibly can at the moment, even though there's not really that much United stuff to talk about. These is just my personal opinions on who I'd like to see United sign this summer. Okay, so Declan Rice. People keep talking about Declan Rice. If it indeed he wasn't a possibility, I'd definitely consider it. But I just don't ever see him really being a top player. But that's just my personal opinion. That could happen. It's a lot more realistic than some of the other transfers we've discussed here. So that's a good option. I'm sure a lot of you would be saying Declan Rice out there. Now, we signed Bruno Fernandes. I'm looking at the bigger picture here, lads and lasses. Okay, I'm going for the Portuguese assault machine. I'm going for a mix of English and Portuguese down the years, right? I'm going, we've got Bruno Fernandes. Let's sign up a couple of other Portuguese lads and lasses, okay? Let's get in Ruben Neves. Let's get Jota in there. Why not, hey? Just as a backup or whatever, get him in there. Let's try and sign Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's make it as big a nicer, fluffier place as possible for Cristiano Ronaldo to come back to Manchester United. That's my long-term dream. He's still doing it at Juventus. He's still scoring the goals. He may be aging, but in my opinion, he's not slowing down that much in terms of goal-scoring rate. It has obviously dwindled very, very slowly the last few years, but he's getting older. He's still an absolute goal machine. If you stuck him up there in the number 9 position like where Anthony Martial has been this season, in that same side, United would have scored a shitload more goals. Is that realistic? No. But if we signed all the Portuguese lads, I've just taken it down a completely farcical road there. But that's what actually want to happen in the dream scenario. But anyway, we're talking about Ruben Neves. That would be a good signing, sure it would. He's another option that people would be interested in talking about. So there you go. I don't know, people talk about Raul Jimenez as well. There's a few, Wolves players are very good. We could do with half a Wolves bloody team, to be fair. Get Moutinho in there. That'll convince Ronaldo. Anyway, so there you go. Ndidi from Leicester, get it done. Sancho from Dortmund, get it done. Freaking Werner from Leipzig, I'd love to see that done. And also, I'm forgetting the other one. Grealish from Villa, that should be done. Okay, lads and lasses, so that's basically my transfer rundown of who I'd like to see in the summer. Those 4 players I think would solve a lot of the problems at United. Whether Solskjaer's still the manager or it's somebody else at that point in time, it doesn't really affect what I think. I just think that those are the players that we could do it because most of them are around about the right age. You're talking 23, Werner, Grealish, similar sort of age, maybe a little bit older. Who else is there? Sancho's 19, young but doing it at the moment. Certainly one for the future, only getting better. There's a lot of good prospects in there that can help the team out right now. And if you just keep those players at your club for the next 3 or 4 seasons, you're probably going to be pretty damn successful because they're already showing that they're standout performers in the teams and the leagues that they're playing in. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's tuned into this live stream right now. I know it's been a little bit quiet on the channel last couple of days, but thank you for getting in here. Shout out to you all. I hope you had a bloody good Tuesday. We've got the Pig and the Hen show coming up on the channel tomorrow, which we'll be going into all the football results and stuff. Oh my God, Tottenham Hotspur's above United in the league again. Not happy about that. Really not happy about that one. We'll discuss it. We'll get into it. We'll discuss the ramifications and all that good stuff tomorrow on the Pig and the Hen show. So if you're able to tune in around lunchtime, 1 p.m, maybe 1:30, somewhere in between those 2 times, that's when we'll kick off. It'll be a couple hours long. We'll take some call-ins as well. Hopefully Mark Sin is going to be around as well to do the old the question of sin. Q&A. Sorry, it's not a Q&A, it's a quiz. He's going to do the quiz. Hopefully that will be on there tomorrow. So, yeah, make sure you do come and join us tomorrow for the Pig and the Hen Show live podcast. Also, if you're not able to watch it live, it's on YouTube all the time. You can listen to it on your podcast app also. So just check it out. Search Pig and the Hen Show podcast and come and join us for tomorrow's episode. Right, okay then, let's get in there. Let's get in and see what you lads and lasses think about the drivel that I've been talking this last 24 and a half minutes. So thanks for putting up with it. Thanks for being in here. Q&A time. We'll go have a little back and forth. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. So let's kick it off. What do you guys think about the signings that I made? Sorry, the signings that I suggested United make. Can you think of any better ones? Do you think they're realistic, unrealistic? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Kangshi comes and says Sinter is coming, so he liked that suggestion from Henry for having the quiz called Sinter is coming. I'm not so sure about that one personally, Kangshi. I prefer a question of sin, but there you go. The Saint comments, all good targets, Pig. Thank you very much for getting in here. The Saint, Sheffield United fan, of course, having his 2 cents, and that's the glory of this channel. You don't have to be a United fan to have your say. Thank you, The Saint. Yeah, I think they're all reasonable targets. Look, maybe Jadon Sancho's a little bit beyond what we could do. Maybe even Ndidi, if you think about it, if he does well at Leicester for the remainder of the season and they finish top 4 and United don't finish in the top 4, which is feasible, maybe even though United's a bigger club and maybe we can pay him a little bit more, maybe he would just rather stay at Leicester. So some of these transfers are not that realistic. The Saint also comments Decore. Yeah, that's another good option that a lot of people are banding in around. Thank you for getting in here. Any other names that you've talked about as well, guys, do get in here, because obviously I've given you my thoughts and I've mentioned a couple others that are being speculated about, but do have your say. Farn141 says they're good, but dream on. Yeah, I mean, how many of them do you think we could get then? Do you think, 2 out of them are realistically possible? I think Grealish is definitely possible. It's a big step up for him. Sure, other clubs would want to sign him, but I think that's definitely one that United could pull off. I think also indeed he is. And who knows, yeah, okay, Werner and Sancho, there's going to be a host of clubs that are really lining up to get those guys in. Some of the biggest names. And if United don't have top 4, we're not going to get them. So a lot of it hinges on United getting top 4 this season, which is a big question mark. Stephen Zevon, how you doing, Stephen? Great to see you in here, my friend. He comments, Pig, Liverpool's money is burning a hole in their pocket, not spent over 10 million on anyone since summer 2008. Is that true? They've not spent 10 million on any one player since summer 2008. That's nutty, if that's the case, man. I'm just trying to think. I mean, surely they have. Surely they have. But I don't know about that one, Stephen. To be fair, if you look at what Liverpool spent, like their net spend since Sir Alex left, I think their net spend's like 78 million. So they spent 78 million. They sold players, they bought players, but then their net spend is like 78 million. United's net spend, I think we're second behind City. City have spent like 600 million or something. United have spent 400 or 500 million or something net spend. So for people to say the Glazers don't spend, it's actually a little bit misguided. It's just United fans are very annoyed about them sucking all sorts of money out of the club, and also the last year or so they've not invested properly into the side, and the money they have invested out of that, all that money that they spent over that period since Sir Alex left, has actually, most of it, not really been spent very well. So those are the main concerns. But yeah, I mean, you have to credit Liverpool, you have to credit Klopp, you have to credit the group that owns them, because they have run it very, very well indeed. They're the top team in the world right now. They really are. They're the Club World Cup champions. They're the European champions, obviously. That's how they got the Club World Cup. They're the soon-to-be Premier League champions, realistically. They're running away with it. No team's been as many points ahead as they are right now. They're not only going to run away with it, they're doing it in style. They're winning every single game, pretty much. They could go invincible. I mean, it's an unreal achievement for them to build the club up to where it is right now from where they were just even 5 years ago. They've had a vision. They've executed it brilliantly. They've invested well. The players they've spent money on have flourished into great players. The coach, Jurgen Klopp, deserves all the credit because they tried so many managers before him. He's done a great job. He got the right set of players, the right style of football. I hate to say it, if United had the side that Liverpool do right now, and we had the style and the manager and everything, we'd be all licking our chops for the next 5 to 10 years. That's as simple as it is, because they're really doing some good stuff there. And I certainly think for the next few seasons, Liverpool won't be dropping off the pace that they're setting right now very much. Sure, they're not going to win every game like they have this season, but I do think that they're going to be up there challenging for the next few seasons. So, look, United have to spend. United have to get some players in there. Even though Liverpool haven't spent and they spent the money, they have spent a lot more wisely. United still have to try and play catch up, and we still have to get the Glazers to spend the money and improve the side. Gungshi comments, actually, I don't like it, Pig. Just wanted to say it. I'm very confused at what you're talking about here, Gungshi. Was it a previous comment that we discussed it? I don't know. But either way, thank you for getting in here, my friend. Derek Jason comments, Maddison 100 million and Bruno 68 million. What a bargain for Bruno. Leicester, please keep your praising asset well. Fair play. I mean, look, it is quite a bargain. You do generally have to play a big premium for English players. You do see that a lot of the time. Like, English players just move for a lot more money than some of these other players, especially coming in from not the top leagues like Liga NOS. Bruno Fernandes for 60 odd million, whatever it turns out to be in the end, I think is a very good signing. Only time will tell. Let's see how he does. I mean, he hasn't done anything in red shirt yet. He's not had the opportunity, but you can't criticise or judge him. He's had one game. I thought he looked all right. He had one game, looked all right. Hopefully he's going to be quality. I truly do believe that he is going to be. He looks like the finished article already, and hopefully he's going to influence this United side. But I think the other game against Wolves just goes to show you that United are a bit off the pace. We're at the level of the Wolves right now. You know, Nuno's teams are very well organised, and he's got a very good team there that he's built up, that Portuguese element to it. And they're a very well-oiled and well-drilled and great defensive team, as well as a great counter-attacking team, so it's difficult. But that's the level that United are at right now. You know, we're not at the levels of the Cities and the Liverpools, unfortunately, so we've got to improve our squad. Psychedelic Khan comments, who would you want at United, Piggy? Thank you very much for your comment there, Khan. I think if you just joined us, I've gone through the list at the start of this video. Go back and watch it, but I will just give you a rundown now as well. These are the 4 players that I would like United to get in, realistically, in the summer transfer window. Jadon Sancho, Wilfred Ndidi, Jack Grealish, and Timo Werner. Now, okay, are they that realistic? You have to decide. Oh, Gungshi, yeah, sorry, my memory's freaking shocking, Sunshine. It really, really is. He says, Pig, I was referring to Sinter is coming. Prefer the other name, Question of Sin. Absolutely, thank you, Gungshi, for clearing that one up. I'm melted there, mate. I'm a melter of the moment. Hopefully you're going to be around for the Pig in the Hen tomorrow with you, JP, the Saint, Marshall Gralla, all the usual bloody legends. Glenn comments, if you could only choose one player. That's a very interesting question you've asked there. So out of the players I've chosen there, if I can only have one of those players, and maybe we'll make some other signings, but one of those players, who would it be? Oh my days, that is a difficult one. Well, immediately, it's not going to be Ndidi and Grealish because they're just not as sexy as signings as the other two. And I don't mean from a physical eroticism point of view. I just mean they're not as big as signings. They're not as quality as signings. Do you know what I mean? I think it'd be a lot sexier and a lot more sensual if we signed Jadon Sancho. So Jadon Sancho would be great. And if not, you know, Werner. I know you only said one, so I'll go with Sancho. Hey, Mark Sin, how you doing? Great to see you in here, my friend. Hopefully you're around for the Q&A. Sorry, why do I keep calling it a Q&A? For the quiz, for the Question of Sin, Pig and the Hen quiz tomorrow. Hopefully you are, my friend. Thank you. He says, United are better off spending 100 million in a DeLorean and go back 7 years and prevent the hideous events of Liverpool winning the league. Great Scott! I think you're right there, Mark Sin. Problem is, though, with the Glazers at the club, you know, they're not providing us with those 1.21 gigawatts anymore, my friend. We're going to have to go and, I don't know, rip off a truckload of plutonium or something. Thank you very much for getting in here, Mark. Yeah, hopefully see you tomorrow, my friend. Neil Duffin comments, the Pig, the Gung Fu Master, Gungshi and the Ringmaster, Alex and the Duffinator. Midfield terrorism at its best. We feel no one, the Unstoppables. Nice one, Neil. Thank you very much for getting in there with your positive affirmation comment there. Alkan Mahmood comments, why not bring back Depay? So, Memphis Depay. Who ate all Depays? I don't know about Memphis Depay. I think he's decent. He's been doing bits over there in the French League, a.k.a. La Mickey Mouse League, a.k.a. La Gashtastica Liga. I don't know. Look, fair enough. When we had him at the club, didn't we? We signed him. He never really looked that good. He was hit and miss. He's progressed into a better player, I'm sure. But you have to remember, he's doing it over there. We've already seen him in a United shirt a bunch. I don't know. I mean, maybe he could be one of those players that comes back and revitalises his career at United, but I wouldn't bet on it. It depends. The price would have to be very, very right indeed for me to feel comfortable getting Memphis Depay back to the club. Matt Roche comments, Timo Werner has to be, yeah, in terms of goal scoring. I mean, we've got that creative spark now in Bruno Fernandes. Hopefully, we've already got Dan James, who's proven to be a good winger. Rashford's been excellent this season. Unfortunately, got injured. That's a freaking nightmare. But next season, he'll be a massive player for us, cutting in from the left-hand side, hopefully, and scoring goals and providing assists. So we need a finisher, because I don't think Martial is quite up to the level. I think he's better off in a wide position, actually. I would shunt him out over to the wide position whenever he's available, pretty much, or whenever he's needed. Because I think that he's not a natural ball goal scorer up there. We could do with a Timo Werner, so I can understand why you would say that, to be fair. Matt Rush comments, Piggy, you have a super chat. Oh, sorry, lads and lasses. Let's have a look at the super chats. I always forget to have a look on the page here. So, Matt Rush, it's from you. Thank you very much for getting in here, Matt Rush. Shout out to you, my friend, you bloody legend. He comments with a super chat and says, really think Pig Woodward will get players in with Euros on? I doubt it. 2 weeks to complete 3 deals, no chance. Oh, okay, with the European Championship on in the summer. Yeah, you're right there. I mean, this is Woodward we're talking about here. The thing is, with United, what we've really struggled at is getting players. And, there's nothing, you can actually sign a player before the transfer window opens. They just don't come and join your club before then. And you obviously have to negotiate with the teams and stuff like this, and then they move in on a certain date. That's sort of how it works, really. So, yeah, I mean, United could start and open up procedures a little bit before the transfer window opens, I'm sure, and try and get a deal done that way, which then comes into effect when the transfer window does actually open. You can put an agreement in place. So, yeah, I think that we should absolutely try and get some business wrapped up before the window opens and have them come in and start as United players at the open of the window. That would be brilliant. You're right, though, the European Championship's on. Sometimes as well, it benefits to wait and see what happens at the European Championships, because some players turn into stars at the European Championships and other players get injured or fall by the wayside and these sorts of things. So it is kind of helpful to also see what happens at the European Championships. Gungshi comments, Pig hen emoji, Bacon Brigade, pig hen emoji. Thank you very much for getting in there. Gungshi says, Pig, bring back Zlatan, mostly joking, but we could use that type of character. Do you know, before he's gone back to AC Milan, I kept saying to myself, and I didn't actually say it to anybody else, but I kept saying to myself, we should get Zlatan back. We should get Zlatan back, because he's a proven goal scorer. He's still good enough, even though he's aging. He provides you that focal point up there. He is a leader. He is a character. We've seen it ourselves firsthand. Whichever club he's gone to, he's scored a lot of goals. You could come bring him in here now. He's going to be a big character. Stick him up there. Bring him on at, whatever time in the game when you need a goal. He's going to definitely be a very good goal scorer for you, even still. So, yeah, I would have done as well, but we haven't got him now. It's a shame. But what we have got is a Garlo up there who could be a good goal scorer for us this season. Maybe he's a backup option. But look, with Anthony Martial's recent performances, a lot of people were grilling me, and a lot of people were not being too kind about some of the comments that I made about Anthony Martial in my previous match reaction against Wolves. If you've not seen it, check out the video. I do lay in a little bit to Anthony Martial. I just thought his touch, his movement was off. The effort levels were not quite there in that game against Wolves. I thought it was a very lacklustre performance for him. And I said that maybe he should be dropped and Greenwood given the opportunity, or Igalo given that opportunity, and maybe, okay, Rashford's injured, maybe put Martial out in a wide position where we know that he's good, and maybe the emphasis on scoring the goals will not be as important, and he has shown that he likes to cut in, sort of like Rashford has. Rashford didn't look that great up top there when Martial was injured earlier on this season and he was played at number 9. Rashford really struggled actually during that period. He looked shy up there as a number 9, but when he's out on the left cutting in and taking men on and having a little bit more space, he knows that role like the back of his hand, and he's doing a great job. He's scored a shitload of goals for us this season. I think the same would apply to Martial if you just stuck him over there again. I don't think he's going to be that true number 9 for us, is what I'm saying. So maybe a Garlo up there. I don't know. It's a tough one, but yeah, we could definitely do with some goals. Derek Jason comments, can we get Rice, Pig? Thank you for your comment, Derek Jason. Declan Rice over at Everton. I mean, yeah, we could get him. I think we could get him. I think Ancelotti going in there makes it a little bit more difficult. I also don't think I don't know, there's something about he's a bloody big lummox. He's like a young Matic. He's like the young Mary Shelley's young Frankenstein or something. I'm not feeling too good about it. I mean, maybe he's a good option. He is homegrown. He is English. He has got an ability to progress into a top player. He's a young lad. But I just think there's a lower ceiling than maybe Ndidi there, because Ndidi's also a young player. I don't know. It's all just opinions, isn't it, football? I'd be happy to get any sort of a bolster for defensive midfield for United. Gungshi comments, glad we got Igalo. He clearly wants to be at United. If he can score a bunch of goals, it'll be worth it. That's it. Even if he chips in with a few goals, Gungshi, or one goal, it'd be worth it. Remember when Man United signed Michael Owen? And I remember there was some jeers and people talking about, like, why have they signed Michael Owen? He's injury prone and all this stuff. Well, he popped up with a bunch of really important goals. He scored a hat-trick against Wolfsburg, I remember. He also scored that goal against City at the end of that game to win that game after Craig Bellamy's equalised. Giggsy puts him through, I think it was, and Michael Owen scored that epic goal to get us the winner right at the end of the game. That was all worth it too. Do you know what I mean? That was worth it. Those were only a few, handful of goals I can remember. That was so worth it. Well, this is worth it too. Because even if he chips in with just a couple of goals here and there, you never know. It could be an absolute masterstroke. Another one springs to mind is when, was it Wigan or? Yeah, I think it was Wigan. Yeah, Wigan. Wigan beat Arsenal in the was it the FA Cup or the League Cup final? FA Cup final, League Cup final. Wigan beat Arsenal, didn't they? And Obafemi Martins, I believe, was on loan from some Russian club at the time. And he just pops up, he's in the right place at the right time, sticks the ball in the back of the net to give Wigan the freaking cup. And he was just a lone player on there. So one goal is all that it takes to make it worth it. So I think it's a good player to sign. Marshall Granner comments, when players have been given a second chance like Ighalo, they may surprise. Good comment, Marshall, yeah. He's been over in the Chinese league collecting really good wages. You can't really blame him for that. He's come from Nigeria here. He's obviously, understands the opportunity that's presented him in front of him from a financial point of view, which is why he's plying his trade over there to get the most money, to benefit his family, I guess. And I think that you can't really hold that against him. He's still scoring the goals over there, doing the business. What's he going to do? Play in the Prem and get 150k a week? Or play in China and get 300 grand a week? I mean, it's a no-brainer, isn't it, for people? So I think the fact that he's coming over here when they had that whole coronavirus thing and the season's delayed and he doesn't have to come and play for United, he can just sit around wearing that mask and everything, chilling, watching freaking Babe Station, do whatever the hell he wants to do. Just chilling out for a couple of months until the season starts now. But no, he wants to come and pull on that red shirt at the club that he's known and loved since he was a young man over in Nigeria. And he, the Nigerian nightmare, can come and score some goals for United. I think you're going to see some great stuff from Ighalo, I tell you. I've got a feeling he's going to go down as one of those folklore Manchester United players. Now, it's a big call, it's early, we haven't even seen him play yet. Okay, look, I do think that he's going to be a Henrik Larsson type player for us. Come on, Ighalo. I'm hoping that's going to be the case. And like Gangshi says, if he chips in with a few goals here and there, it's going to be all worth it, isn't it? Matt Braga says, Pig, TNA. T or A. Oh, I tell you what, I don't know. I mean, as a younger man, I was more of an A man, but as I'm getting older, I'm turning into maybe a little bit more of a T man. I don't know. I'm at a strange crossroad in my life. It's a tough question to answer, that one. So many variables. Illy United commented, Ighalo is the new Keane. I don't really know what that means. Robbie Keane, are we talking about here? Roy Keane? Well, who are we talking about here, Illa? Anyway, you've confused me there with that comment. Emmanuel Hahn comments, Grealish, Sancho and Werner. So he entirely agrees with what I was saying, although he has missed out Ndidi, which is the other player that I said we should try and sign to try and address the defensive midfield area problem that we've got. But I think most people would be happy if we did get those players. It's certainly the players that spring out in my mind as some of those players we should be looking at that might be realistic. Matt Rush comments, Ighalo is a scrapper. That is absolutely true. When look, he played for Watford. He got Premier League Player of the Month 1 month. He's obviously a good goal scorer. He scored good goals for a good amount of goals for them, like around about 1 in 2 for Watford. He's a decent damn player, I tell you. So I'm happy we've got Ighalo at the football club. He's going to do some good stuff this season, even if it is just as a backup, even if it is just as a secondary role, or even if it is just popping up, scoring the odd goal here and there at a key moment. I think he's going to have some sort of a positive impact. And for United to pay 100k a week, I don't know if we paid a fee or what the fee is to Shanghai Shenhua, but whatever it is, it'll probably prove to be absolute chump change and very well worth it and a good value deal for us. So yeah, good to have him there. Martial's not quite doing it. I'm honestly serious. I would drop Martial or stick him out wide on the left and put Ighalo up there for the next game, or if not Ighalo, then Greenwood, and bring Ighalo on, because I think that is probably more effective than what we're being offered with Martial up there at the moment. He's just a little bit too frustrating with his movement and his desire sometimes, and I just think it's not really his fault. I think he's just naturally missing that goal scorer mentality. Like if you think, when I think about goal scorers, I've just thought about it in my head. Goal scorers, I think Gary Lineker, I think Michael Owen, I think Ruud van Nistelrooy, I think Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo, I think the Cristiano Ronaldo, I think of players with just sheer desire, sheer movement, natural positioning, just ability to read the game. and their hunger and desire to get into certain key positions. There's lots of moments in games this season where I've seen Martial in a position, and I'm thinking he just needs to run. He just needs to get goal side of that defender there. And for some reason he doesn't. He doesn't make the run at the right time like a Ruud van Nistelrooy would, who just gets that half a yard, who just gets in that goal scoring position. Sometimes he does, but I'm saying it's definitely not as regular as those goal scorers that I've mentioned. And those are obviously some of the best goal scorers of the natural. But, you know, if you think about Lineker, if you think about Owen, the movement of the players, the finishing ability of the players, just that hunger, that desire to be in the right area at the right time and get yourself into the goal scoring opportunity. Martial's been lacking that for me. So I think he's better out wide, and maybe Ighalo and Mason Greenwood could scrap it out for who's going to be the main goal scorer for United this season. While Rashford is injured, it makes sense to maybe utilise Martial out on the left, because he can take a man on. He has got great vision. He's a very tricky player. You take the goal scoring emphasis away from him a little bit, maybe he'll probably start scoring goals then. Same thing happened to Rashford earlier on in the season when he was played at number 9, looked awful, put him out wide, gave Martial number 9. Rashford's been scoring the goals and doing the business. Mark Sin comments, which club will Lingard go to? I think Kettering Town is in line for the signing. Forest Green Rovers are on the blower. They want a bit of Jesse action. No, in all honesty, Mark, I genuinely think he'll be going to Inter Milan. I think we've built up this sort of relationship with Inter, where we send them our cast-offs, the players not quite good enough. They go over there and rip it up and do serious stuff over in Serie A. Seems to work out for both parties, doesn't it? Okay, maybe not the Sanchez deal, but that's an anomaly. But yeah, Lingard maybe going to Inter. We'll see. He's a decent player at the end of the day. He's not world class, but he's a decent sort of a player. 75 of you legends tuned in here on this Tuesday evening, 7:49 UK time. Thanks for stopping by on the video. Please do us a favour if you are tuned in live right now. Please do give it a thumbs up. There's no need to give it 2 thumbs up. Unless you've got 2 accounts, you can give it 2 thumbs up. But just give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you have not already, click that little bell icon as well. And that will notify you when we post on this channel for all future videos, so you can be notified. And then you won't miss out on any of the live streams and the like. So please do that, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. I'm going to read out a bunch more comments. I'll probably stick around for about another 5 to 10 minutes. I can't believe it's already been a 46-minute video already. But I wanted to get on here, give you some sort of a content, have a little chat with you lads and lasses out there in the internet land, and just see how your Tuesday's going, because it is a slow news week for United right now. You know, there's not any football until we play Chelsea then in a couple of weeks' time. Huge game. I'll be doing a video about that, a preview. I'll also be doing a rap preview. You know, one of the old fire in the rooms. I'll be doing that for Chelsea. I've already started working on it. Would you like me to give you? I tell you what. If we can get, how many likes is on the video right now? If we can get 70 likes on this video, I'm going to read out a couple of the lines from the Chelsea rap just for you right now. But you have to tell me how many it's on. Anyway, that's a bit whoring for likes, aren't I? Whoring for likes out there, lads and lasses. Right, okay. Let's read these comments out from you legends. United till I die. Thank you for getting in here. He said, be surprised if Pogba played for us again. Yeah, I'm not so sure about Pogba sticking around past the end of the summer. I mean, I think maybe you'll see him feature at the end of the season. He has got an injury at the moment. He is out for a while. I don't really know. Possibly. You might be right there, my friend. I think he will be leaving United in the summer. That's my gut feeling. Matt Rush comments, Lingard to AC Milan with Zlatan. You know, that could happen. Shout out to Foyz Hassan. Thank you very much. Love you too, my friend. Thanks for getting in here. Illy United says, Poch, I read, is going in at Atletico Madrid. Well, if that happens, that would be freaking awesome. It would take a lot of the speculation about him replacing Ollie away, wouldn't it? And maybe take a little bit of the pressure off Ollie as well, because obviously he is waiting in the wings there. He's lurking. He's freaking lurker, that Pochettino. AJ Wilson comments, 200 net spend, 8 deal signings, Partey, Jonathan Partey, 35 mil, release clause, Sancho, 100 mil, Werner, 55 mil, you might have to pay a bit more than that for Werner, but I see what you're saying, Grealish, 45 mil, Sanchez, Angel deal, he needs opportunity, sell Pogba, Matic, Jones, Pereira. Yeah, you know, you're right, AJ Wilson, it's basically, I completely agree with what you said there, really, because it's not that much of a net spend. That's all we need. The Glazers haven't invested properly for a little while now. They've done it in this January window just to really appease us fans. But we are a considerable distance away from Liverpool right now. Let's try and close the gap. To close the gap, you know, United, maybe you've got to take the Galactico approach. You've just got to spend a bit of money. And United need to do that.
United's such a huge club, we can sustain that sort of an investment in one summer. Plus, you're getting rid of Pogba, like you said, some of the other players there, generating the money, getting those money off the books. It's not that much of an issue investment. Plus, you've got Sanchez, Lukaku, Herrera off the books this season. Ashley Young's gone. You've also made some savings elsewhere. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if United went and spent a net spend of, maybe not quite that much, but 150 million net spend. Let's say you could generate somewhere between 100 and 160 million for the players going out, the likes of Pogba, maybe Matic, maybe Pereira, maybe Lingard. These guys going out of the football club, then yeah, the net spend's not even that much then, after spending 100 on Sancho, 40 or 50 on Grealish, 50 or 60 on Ndidi, 70, 80, 100 on Werner. I don't know, but after recouping some of that, the net spend's not that ridiculous of a figure to think that we could invest. There have been transfer windows where we spent more than that, I'm pretty sure, as a net spend. Pete Miller comments, what would you say is our weakest position right now? It's a tough one, Pete. I mean, I'm going to have to say maybe central defensive midfield, and I sound a bit stupid saying that because Fred and Matic have been doing a really good job for us recently, but just generally all season long we struggled in that area, whether it's been Pogba been playing there looking uncomfortable, the injury issues he's had, and also McTominay there, injured at the moment. Matic has been hit or miss, but recently he's looked good. Fred has looked, we need a proper good sound defensive midfielder, somebody who can do it week in, week out, like an Ndidi, like a Kante. These are the sorts of players in the Premier League that I like the way that they go about their business, protecting the back four and being a good, strong defensive midfielder. I don't think United have got that special player. We haven't got that special Roy Keane type defensive midfielder who's really solid and just a complete cog in the machine. So I think that maybe is actually the weakest position. But in all honesty, goal scoring, we talked about it earlier, we needed creativity. Hopefully we've got that now. But goal scoring, that is a massive problem at United. And Martial, can he be that true, 25 goal a season striker? I'm not so sure. So I think that's our second weakest position that we should absolutely look to strengthen. But yeah, we've got 4 weak positions in my squad. The Saint comments, we need Pig daily. Thank you, my friend. I've been trying to do more videos. In all honesty, I've been in a lot of pain recently with my freaking teeth still. I'm getting it sorted out soon. But yeah, like yesterday, I put that shitty Pokemon video, by the way, which went down like a freaking lead balloon. But to be fair, it's just a bit of fun. It didn't take me that long to make. I just thought it was I was just having a bit of banter, really, because of this whole Lingard coming off the bench against Wolves. I'm thinking, oh my god. So I'll make a little cheeky video about that. I've got a couple more super chats here. Sorry I missed them. Ryan Berberspin 9. Thank you so much for the support on the channel, my friend. He's not commented with it. He always does this, Ryan, and then he comments later saying, oh, I forgot to comment with it. But either way, thank you, Ryan Berberspin 9. Shout out to you, my friend, for the super chat there. We've also got one from Foyes Hassan. Shout out to him earlier, but shout out to him again because he sent us a couple of bones in here. Thank you very much there, Foyes. He says, you're the Don of YouTube, my son. That is class. Thank you very much. You messing with me? You messing with my entire YouTube family. Enough of that. Anyway, thank you very much for that, Foyes. Okay, let's read a bunch more of your comments out. In fact, you know what? We might as well make it an hour of power, this show. Do you know what I mean? We're going to end this when we get to an hour. We've been going for 52 minutes, 45 seconds. I only intended, do you know what? I only intended to do this video for about 20 minutes, okay? Because I wanted to get these transfers out, have a little bit of a back and forth. In the end, I've somehow managed to talk absolute cod shit for the best part of an hour again here, lads and lasses. Thank you for joining me. You're all a bunch of legends. If you missed my little... what would you call it? A tribute, I suppose, yeah, to Scott McTominay at the start of the video with the old Scottish bagpipes. Do check it out. Probably sounds shite, actually. Do you know what I mean? Plus, it really hurt my neck because I've got, like I say, bad tooth. I've got a bit of neck pain and I'm twatting my neck going like this doing the bagpipes. What the fuck's the matter with me? Hey, thank you, Matt Rush. He says, like and share Pig's tweets, you bloody legend. Yeah, I would encourage as many people to do that as possible. Any of these videos that I do just to increase the reach that we get to try and help us grow the channel. If you can, chuck a like on it. If you can, comment on it after the video as well. Like, when we're obviously getting in their lives, great, but come back afterward, just comment something on the video. That helps out. Also, you can go over to my Twitter. You can retweet my recent tweets. And one thing that I might set up is like a Twitter mailing list type thing, which there's already a bunch of legends that I send a few of my videos to once I've done them to help me get it out there. So if anybody wants to do that on Twitter, just send me a message and I'll send you every single video that I do so you can share it with your followers. That would be awesome. Thank you very much for that there, Matt Rush. So yeah, bloody hero. And Foyce Hassan has also sent in another one saying, yes, another 8 minutes. Get a pint in on me, pal. Foyce, thank you so much, my friend. I will do. Cheeky little Heineken from Foyce. Get in there, Foyce. Thanks, my friend, for doing that. That's awesome of you. And also, I'm not sure, have you ever super chatted before, Foyce? I've got a bit of a terrible memory, but thank you for getting in here and making yourself known, my friend. 80 legends tuned in on the channel now. That is so cool. Thank you for stopping by, considering we've not done a video for a couple of days. That's awesome. Oh, JP says, rap this lyrics. Why, have we hit 70 likes now? How many likes are we on, lads and lasses? How many likes? MUFC Gam says, Pig, you legend. Love the videos, brother. Thank you very much, MUFC gang. Top man. I don't know why I laughed there. Just because I saw another comment there. Anyway, Goshi says, Pig, we need more Pig in the Hen show. Somebody locked the hen on his balcony with his iPhone 6S and lightning charger. We definitely need some more, don't we, Guggins? That's the thing. I'm going to try and convince him to do more. You know, he's getting the 50% of the super chats now, so, you know, he's got some more incentive to do more. That's what I would say. That's what I'm going to say to him. But the problem is, he's just a little bit of a liability. If we're all being honest, Hen's a bit of a freaking liability with the shows. No, I'm joking. He's a good lad. He's a good lad, but he is a little bit. He's a bit of a flake. Anyway, Gungshi, thanks for that. Patrick Naranjan says Igalo may be the next Cantona. Say what? I mean, nobody's going to be the next Cantona, are they? Certainly not Igalo. Jeepers, creepers, Matty Rush, you bloody legend. Matt Rush, man. Dude, he's just sent in 25 quid. That is nutty, my friend. I'll just give you a massive shout out for that, my friend, because that is nuts. Are you smoking crack right now? Have you inhaled methylated spirits right now, my friend Matt Rush? Either way, thank you so much for getting in there and showing the support on the channel. That's freaking awesome, man. Honestly, appreciate all you legends that get in here and chat and just anyway. But especially, you've got to say, Matt Rush there, that's freaking nuts for doing that, my friend. Thank you, Matt, you legend. Thank you, legend. One of the heroes of the channel, no doubt. So, anyway, what was I talking about? You've totally thrown me off my freaking train of thought there, Matt Rush. That's nuts. Yeah, brilliant support here, comments the Saint. I fully agree with that. You know, there's some serious legends on the channel. Basically, all you legends that always get in here, you know who you are. I mention your names all the time. A lot of you are in green there because you're actually channel members who support this channel as well. So, you know, just blown away by the support we get on this channel. This is a great community. It's building up, obviously. And you guys are in at the, well, not at the ground zero, but you're in pretty freaking early on, I'd say. Because, you know, we're going to smash 30,000 subscribers come the end of 2020. Oh, yeah. JP as well getting involved here. Thank you, JP, my friend. He comments and says, I'm not as rich as Matt with a bloody super chat, my friend. You freaking legend, Jay. Well, Matt's not as rich as Matt anymore because he just sent me his entire freaking bank account. But either way, JP, thank you for that as well, my friend. Shout out to you. You know you're one of those freaking legends too. Anyway, okay, so we are going to have to wrap this video up pretty soon. But just if you want me to answer anything really quick, please just get any sort of a comment in there. And I will try and interact with you before you go. If you're one of the people that is just lurking in the background here, watching these people chat in the live chat, ask me a question in the live chat quickly. If you've never commented before, you're just sitting there. I don't know, maybe put down the freaking lube. Maybe get involved with the freaking chat. Do you know what I mean? Thank you, Foyce Hassan. He says, have a good evening, pal. You too. Thank you for stopping by and also getting involved and supporting the channel. Also to you, Foyce. AJ Wilson, thank you for AJ. He comments and says, Twanzebe or Lindelof. So, in all honesty, you know, I've seen enough from Lindelof to know that he's got an error in him. To know he's got a few defensive frailties. We've seen it a few times this season, him shipping some careless goals. Twanzebe, on the other hand, every time I've seen him, he looks pretty damn solid as a rock. So for me, I'd be more happy given the opportunity to Twanzebe right now. It's a bold statement. Lindelof's more experienced. Twanzebe's younger. He's not played as many top-flight games. But look, I just think he's got maybe a higher ceiling, more of a potential than that. Pete Miller, thank you very much. Another one who sometimes phones into the Pig in the Head show. Pete, hopefully we can hear from you tomorrow as well, my friend. He comments and says, neither JP, just like supporting the channel. Oh my days, lads and lasses, you're touching the pig right now. What? This has turned into some sort of freaking, I don't know, like a Jerkmate video. By the way, I've got no affiliation with Jerkmate. Just so you know, I don't personally use Jerkmate. I just happened to see a pop-up for it one time, okay? No, in all honesty, I've never used that. Shit, the missus is going to see this video. Fuck. Anyway,
iPoddy24, shout out to you, my friend, as well. He says, everyone get in the lube or watching Pig. I might have to join it. Jesus! iPoddy24. You had to take it there, didn't you? Okay, I actually took it there myself. So, Marshall Greller says, support the Pigs. Watch-alongs are legendary. Thank you so much. Yeah, watch-alongs for every single United game will be had on this channel every time we do one. Foyz Hassan has become a member of the Bacon Brigade. Would you check that out? New channel member, Foyz Hassan. Thank you so much there, Foyz, as well, man. Getting in here. We've got another channel member. That's bloody awesome. I think we're up to about 24 of you legends now. So that's amazing. Do you know what I mean? That is awesome. Thank you there, Foyz. Honestly, the Saint as well has got in here and said more shows needed. Pig, thank you so much there, the Saint. Yeah, we need to do more. I'm going to do something every single day on the channel. That has been my goal. I know I didn't do one on Sunday. I know there was only a crappy sort of Pokemon gameplay crappy video. What would happen if Solskjaer played Pokemon video yesterday, which wasn't the best, but at least it was something. But I'm going to try and get something out on the channel every single day. You know, thank you guys for supporting the channel and tuning in, honestly. Really means a lot. So thank you very much for getting in here, the Saint, and everybody else who has joined in. Cameron Ketch says, we love touching the pig. Crikey, Cameron! No, fair play. You have touched me, in all honesty. You know, not in a physical way, but certainly in an emotional way. All of you today. Thank you very much for getting here. Gungshi says super chat's going crazy. I know they are. And Gungshi, it's not even you doing it. Usually you're the nutbag doing the bloody things because you've got some Windows 7 thing going on. You're not able to right now. But look at these other lads getting in here. It's freaking nuts. Either way. You know, all of you who've done it or have ever sent one in the past, thank you so much. But that's not why we do these videos. I don't do these videos to get sent money, but obviously it is pretty awesome when people just send them it, and I'm just here talking cod shit on the internet about United, a club that I love, and something that I started doing for nothing anyway. So this is freaking awesome. There we go. Anyway, okay. You know, Gungshi says I'm no longer a nutbag of note. Gungshi, you are definitely a nutbag of note of the channel, my friend. You are the nutbag of note, my friend. No disrespect for JP or Pete Miller or the Saint or Matt Rush or anybody else. But come on, obviously Gungshi's the nutbag of note. Right, anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up now because I'm getting a little bit freaking delirious, I think, on the channel here. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the breakdown of the transfers and all that good stuff. Ryan Berberspin9 has just sent the Phil Jones emojis in as a super chat as well. Ryan Berberspin, my friend, thank you very much as well for your support and for spamming the Phil Jones emoji there. There it is. Check out that grill on Phil. Check out Phil's grill. It's certainly, maybe we should do a new weekly segment on the channel called Check Out Phil's Grill, which is simply discussing any of the screenshots of Phil Jones that have been captured from the week's game. Some of the, you know, because you know there's going to be some funny ones. I think we might actually do that. I've just had a ridiculous idea. It sounds ridiculous, but check out Phil's grill. I think that's a freaking good segment for the show, lads and lasses. Okay. Right, I'm going to wrap this one up then, lads and lasses. But honestly, thanks so much for getting in here. Thank you for all these super chats and stuff. You're a bunch of nutters. Really appreciate everybody who tunes in and watches these videos. Please do smash a cheeky little like on it. Have your say in the comments section here, like Steve Johnson, who's just sent in another one saying, hey, you pig, keep it up. Thank you, Steve Johnson, another legend of the channel. There's a lot of legends. You're all legends. Thank you. Thank you, Steve Johnson. But yeah, please do have your say in the comment section. If I've responded to you, or even if I'm not, if I've not responded to you, apologies, but come back in a few minutes' time when this video is finished and get your comments and have your say in the comment section about who you think's realistic about what I've discussed in this video about potential transfers coming in the summertime. Just a bit of a summer transfer wish list that I would like, players I would like to see come. So get your thoughts in, get your lists in. Who would you like to see? Realistic transfers only, obviously. We'd all love to see Ronaldo back in United shirt, but it's not realistically going to happen. Although it's slightly more realistic now Bruno Fernandes is at the club. You have to factor that in. But no, it's probably not going to, I don't know, maybe I don't even know if they like each other, but I'm pretty sure they spoke. Fernandes asked Ronaldo, what it's like playing for United. He told him all good stuff. You never know. Maybe Ronaldo could just come back with a swan song. Either way, we're getting off the topic here. There we go. Hey, right, okay, we're going to leave it here, lads and lasses, but thanks for getting in here. Like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD. Come back for more videos tomorrow. Like I say, it's the Pig and the Hen show, about 1 o'clock
to 1:30 UK time is when we'll be getting underway. Football podcast. We'll be discussing United's plight in the league, the result against Wolves. Tottenham obviously going above us in the league after a win against City and all of the implications that have. By the way, guys, did you see Jose Mourinho go over to the bench? He's laughing, the penalty save, whatever, he's laughing, and then his assistant says to him, there's no yellow card or whatever for Sterling. He freaking gets up and he does the old run over to the assistant ref. It is freaking hilarious. That was a moment of the season for me. I bloody loved it. It was like something out of a comedy sketch. Mourinho running over. It's almost like flailing. He's freaking flailing, like when Phoebe does that freaking run in the park, like she doesn't care in Friends or whatever. He's freaking flailing. Anyway, that's it from me, lads and lasses. Thanks for stopping by. We've surpassed the hour mark. You're all a bunch of legends for tuning in. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for supporting the channel, and thank you very much for just being here with me. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you next time. Until then, you stay classy. Have yourselves a bloody good one. Just going to do a few shout outs at the end here. Once again, I want to just include as many people at the end of the comments as possible. Illy United, Gungshi, JP, The Saint, Matt Rush, The Primot, who else is there? Farn141, Steve Johnson, Foyz Hassan, Patrick Naranjan, Illy United, Martin McGrath, The Cop 1994, Jack Lee, Michael Collins, and everybody else. Thank you so much for getting in here and stopping by on Flying Pig United. I'll see you soon. You've been watching Flying Pig United. Take it easy, and come on, United.
Boomchenka.
Oops, what happened there? Either way, wrong slide. Luckily it wasn't my internet history. But either way, here's the end of the show credits. Thank you to everybody that supports the channel on Patreon also. And these are the list of the names of the people that do. We've got to add another person to that list as well, where the Patreon community is growing. So I would like to say thank you very much to Sev the Panda for also becoming a patron of the channel. So thank you so much, Sev the Panda. Your name will be appearing on there, soon, but it's not on there yet. But everybody else here, as you can see on this list, thank you so much to these people that do support the channel on Patreon. Anyway, thanks lads and lasses. I'll see you later. Have a great evening. See you tomorrow for the Pig and the Hen show, Wednesday afternoon about 1 PM UK time, where we are going to do some serious football chat. And not only football chat, you know what you get on the Pig and the Hen, also some serious cod shit chat too. See you then. Take care. Come on, United.